If you're in contact with your person, for example, and by the way, there's no such thing as no contact. You're always in contact with your person because you are one with your person. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Career Union. I want to talk a little bit about instant manifestation and what that actually means from my perspective. Everything that you could possibly desire in your heart and soul exists already. Everything that you could possibly desire from your ego exists already. The infinite choices that you have already exist. They were already made. Creation, all of creation is already made. It's already created. Creation is finished. So before I get into this, if you do love me and my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest anything related to your true love, mirror soul, specific person, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to my website, coreunion.com, book whatever you want to book, and my scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you with my next available session. Every given moment, there are infinite timelines and infinite trajectories, all of them towards a particular experience, which will be something that reveals itself to you out of the infinite choices. So it's okay if you are wavering, like when it comes to the relationship with you and your true love, your specific person. But what you want to understand is that, so every single moment, this gesture is just, instead of writing out on a whiteboard, which I know some of you guys really love that, but the gesture is just that there are infinite timelines every single, it's not even a second. It's less than a second. Our human brain can't comprehend a lot of what we're talking about. So it's less than even a moment. You're consistently shifting in and out of timelines and time tracks. So when you think about the end that's the desired end, the ideal end with you and your true love, your specific person, when you make a true decision, the meaning of decision is to cut off all other possibilities. That is the Latin root of the word decision, means to cut off. So if you, which don't get me wrong, I understand emotionally how this is challenging, of course, because you're waking up and understanding that life isn't what you've always perceived it to be through your conditioning and your programming through your five senses. So if you instead are just doing the inner work in vain, but then after you do the inner work, whatever resonates with you, you're seeking outside of you, you're checking the social media of your person to see if anything's changed, or you're consistently checking your phone to see if they've messaged you yet, or you're asking things, or you're finding ways, you're literally plotting and planning ways that you can manipulate the situation. If you're in contact with your person, for example, and by the way, there's no such thing as no contact. You're always in contact with your person because you are one with your person. But if you are in contact and you're asking them questions to see if you can get a response, or you're counting the emojis or measuring the amount of time between responses, you haven't truly made a decision. Well, technically, you've decided that you will continue to allow the reflection of your reality to control you. That in itself is a decision. And so then you might be locking yourself in to a timeline where either you guys are going to be together, but maybe you'll be on and off, or there's basically a lack of trust. So instead of listening to the part of you when you're inspired to do things that isn't, when you're inspired to take actions that are not in alignment with your truest heart's desire, Have better control over yourself. Have more awareness of who you are being in that moment. And then don't take that action, which would reinforce your old identity. This would be the healthiest choice for you to make. So I suggest that you realize that your person is not your source of pain, and they're also not your source of healing, as well as the government isn't your source of protection. Your job isn't your source of money. God, universe, source, infinite intelligence, the light, creator, your whatever you want to label that is your source of everything. So you do want to cultivate trust in that. And when you find yourself in a lower level of consciousness, meaning you're in fear, worry, or doubt, please recognize in that moment that you are in separation consciousness. And instead of feeding into and reinforcing the old awareness, the old identity that created your experience with your person, instead of reinforcing that and feeding that with your awareness, your attention, and your energy, step back and surrender when you're in a lower level of consciousness. Recognize that you are one with God, universe, source, infinite intelligence, the light, creator. You're also one with everyone else and everything. Please realize that separation is an illusion. So if you're in fear, worry, or doubt, you're in separation consciousness. Whatever technique is resonating with you, trust in it and do it and be consistent. So don't be impatient with yourself if you're wavering, because wavering is part of the process, but that doesn't, I'm not saying to stay ruminating and dwelling in your pain. Give yourself time, though, have compassion for yourself and be nurturing with yourself the same way you would be with your mirror soul if they were insecure. Find things in your life that you really enjoy doing that you get lost in, and do those things every day. Live your life to the fullest. So do some form of inner work, whatever works. Obviously, if you get coaching with me, I will guide you in what I have been doing in my life for decades. And I've manifested in all areas of my life powerfully. And when you watch success stories, for example, on my channel, there are success stories with people where there were thousands of miles between them. There were circumstances of all different kinds of third parties. There are so many videos that will inspire you. When you watch these success stories, and just in general, don't compare yourself to other people. If you if you watch a video that tells you manifesting your specific person is the easiest thing you can imagine, you can literally have them knocking on your door the next morning. While, yes, that is possible. It is possible. Out of the infinite potentials, it's possible that your person can show up at your door and ready. I've had success stories with that somebody's mirror soul literally showed up at their door. And in some cases, they ended up married. And in other cases, after that experience, they ended up kind of in separation again because they started feeding into their fear again. The only reason I brought that up is manifestation itself is instant. It's beyond an instant because it exists before you existed. Again, all creation is already made, it's already finished. So when you've met your true love, you can feel it in your heart and soul. You have to have an understanding that they feel it equally as much, deeply as much as you feel it. And when you really tap into this understanding of the oneness, and if you are the one that is on this journey, so to speak, if you're watching me, if you are watching my video right now, which obviously you are, you're watching me, then it's up to you to bring the two of you guys together. It's up to you to find stability within yourself. And what I believe is that when you do that within yourself, you're doing it for both of you. Okay. So affirm down below. I am choosing to trust what's in my heart and soul. I know that all of my desires already exist, especially with me and my mirror soul. And if you need me, just reach out. I'll talk to you soon.